Is it back to normal? So yeah, looking at the 4 hour, we've obviously pulled back, which has been needed. But looking at this here, right, that is a key support that we found yesterday. So the highest probable play will come in with a break below that low of yesterday, because then that will also tie in to the bearish flip of the current daily candle. And if we get the bearish flip of the current daily candle, we'll then see the momentum come through again for the rest to end the week. So looking at that, that looks great. But looking at how the current 4 hour is forming, or could potentially close, we've also got quite a key area that sits over here, right? You'll see prices now rejecting it just above 1760. It sits over there. So that's also something that we need to obviously be mindful of. But if we now were to go and categorize and look at, trade selection, the thing or the setup that makes the most sense would be pound yen. Why? Because we've got this momentum coming all the way through. We've had this consolidation range. We've broken out of the consolidation range. We've taken out a supply zone. We've now created a demand zone above the supply. And now we can look at an extended push. So looking at the new 4 hour candle, we could see the new 4 hour candle pull down into that region over there to then flip and extend into that wick high over there, right? So that's very important, and that comes with the momentum that we're looking at and looking for. Then looking at GU, obviously we're sitting in consolidation here, so that doesn't make much sense to us. And then, like I said, gold, looking at the 4 hour, if the 4 hour can't close strong bearish with no wick to the downside, then potential sells are off the cards for now. And then it comes down to reassessing and reevaluating what we have during session. So I think that's very important. So if we were to sort of summarize it and have a look at what we are potentially looking for throughout the rest of session, is pound yen. It's pretty straightforward. And you can clearly see, I'm not too sure if that individual's here, but you can see that is not manipulation. That is pure momentum push, a pure momentum push. So like, it's that easy. Check NAS, no. There's no need for me to check NAS. Are people still obsessed with NAS and indices? Are people still obsessed with indices? Did I move? No, I haven't moved. I'm still waiting for my house to be built. So, no, I have not moved. I'm at an Airbnb. How long have I been trading? A couple years. $550 is not a lot, putting my mind to it. Listen, it's like I said in my story. Majority look at it like, oh, okay, yeah, $550, but no, but you fail to look at what you can potentially make. I mean, we smacked gold 150 pips on Monday. I mean, a 0.1 lot, and you've covered the monthly membership like 3 times. I mean, and that's not even over leveraging a small account. But small minds, huh? Small minds. Why are you shouting all these like random pairs? I have a plan. I look at pound yen, pound dollar, and gold, and there's no need to look at anything else. Pound yen, pound dollar, and gold move more than enough that we don't need anything else. How often do I do this live with the community? Like every single day. But yeah, I haven't really done it haven't really done it on Insta for quite some time. But the community, we sit on live Zooms like every morning. Black Friday special. No, if you need a special on 550 Rand, you should stop trading. If you need a special on 500 Rand, you should stop trading. Like, this is not for you. This career is not for you. And there it is. Like, you might not like to hear it. You might not like to hear it, but it's not for you. Oh no, I don't trade Asia. I don't trade Asia. It's like in the early hours in the morning. Also, the thing is, like, take me seriously. I take myself seriously, and I take the education and my community platform seriously. So if I go and discount it to like 100 Rand a month, like, do you think I'm taking it seriously? No. My whole thing is like I made a post yesterday. Like, if you equate it, I spend what, like 110 hours a month with the members via like live Zoom sessions within the community, through live updates, analysis, and blah blah blah. So that equates to like 5 Rand an hour. Minimum wage is 23 Rand an hour. So if you look at how many hours are in a month, there are about 720 hours in a month, right? If you can't afford to pay minimum wage for at least 110 hours of the 720, give trading up. Give it up. Today. And that's a realistic way to look at it. That is a realistic way to look at it. For beginners to start, go with swing. No, it's not about that. It's about what resonates with you. It's about what resonates with you. What style are you comfortable with? Do you prefer swing trading? Do you prefer intraday trading? Do you prefer session trading? What suits you? That's the question you should ask. Not as a beginner, should I swing or intraday? It's what suits you? What do you resonate with? That's what you need to ask yourself. How do you know the one that suits you? Well, just look at it as, the sort of from an intraday perspective or from a swing trading perspective. Do you think your personality, do you think you as an individual can hold trades and, watch fluctuating profits or fluctuating losses for 2, 3, 4 days without getting anxious, without sort of wanting to close? Do you think you could do that? If you can't, if you don't think you can do that, swing trading is not for you. Then you can look at intraday, intra-week trading. Do you prefer working with higher time frames? So if you prefer trading based on the 4-hour or the hourly, then and holding, a position for a couple hours, maybe a day and a half, then intra-week trading, intraday trading might be for you. Whereas if that still doesn't suit you and you'd prefer to sit down for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours a morning, trade, take your piece of the market, close and walk away and not worry about any fluctuating profits or any fluctuating losses, then session trading is for you. And that's how you should go about, determining what style suits you as an individual. I think that's the sort of the checklist that you need to go through to determine what suits you. So ask yourself Ask yourself all of those questions and then answer them. And then sort of take it from there. But it then also comes down to like what, you might find yourself preferring that intra-week or the intraday trading, and then you can, then still refine it slightly more into, okay, cool, every day, every 2 days, you'll then just sit down and session trade alongside the intra-week, intraday trading. So it doesn't stop there. Okay, it doesn't stop there, but that's the beauty of price action, and that's the beauty of market structure. Is if you intraday, if you intra-week, if you session trade, or if you swing, it's all on the same principles. It's all based off of price action, market structure. So nothing changes. The only thing that changes is your execution timeframes and the duration in which you're holding your positions, and then possibly your ranges. From a trading session, you trading an hourly range. Whereas if you intra-week trading or intraday trading, you may be trading a 4-hour range. So then obviously you're working with different holding periods. So, but it's all on the same principle, so you can do it all. Nothing changes. Whereas if you session trading in line with like an RSI and a divergence indicator and this and that, that's not going to yield the same for intra-week or swing trading, because it's now different. You got to tweak it here and there. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a very crucial way to look at it. No, I prefer TradingView. I prefer TradingView for analysis, and like when we sit for live sessions and the rest, I prefer TradingView. I just use MetaTrader to actually execute and manage. There was someone on the live earlier. Someone was selling gold. Aish. Someone was also selling pound yen. Someone was also selling pound yen. Double Aish. Claimed it was manipulation. That's just a pure momentum push on the break of a key area. Yeah. They'll say it's market manipulation, when in fact it's just momentum. Damon, so we'll look at the same thing, Damon. So ultimately, Damon, go back to that market structure video on the community portal, the one that you were speaking about yesterday morning. I think you were telling one of the other students to go and look at. Go back to that. So it's the same thing, because remember, we've now broken like this on the 4-hour, but we will still need the second leg, right? Because we've only now got that first leg. So we will still need the second leg. Do you get what I'm saying? Right? So we'll come back, we'll potentially revisit, and we might not revisit that area in specific, but this entire wick region serves as that support. So we've now pushed straight up, right, into that next level. So if you now tie, structure on the left into what we have in most recent structure. We'll then take the zone and run the zone from there. I think that's about 166,750. So it's still the quarter point flat psych. Whereas if you now take that and you run it all the way to the right-hand side, you'll see how it will then tie into that wick high that we obviously had. I think that was just on, it was before market close last night, I think it was. Well, on market close, yeah. So on market open, we had the wick high that was created over there. So if you take that wick high and you extend it all the way through, you'll see that it then sits at that level there, which then ties into that. So if you now look at the size and the magnitude of this 4-hour candle, we can then start looking at that 50 to 75%. And you'll see if you look at the 50 and the 75%, where is that occurring? It's occurring within that wick over there, the wick high there. Do you follow the thought process? So we're still looking at the exact same move, but instead of looking at it from the perspective of the first leg, we're now looking at the second leg in lower time frame structure. So nothing changes. Absolutely nothing changes. So yeah, but I'll put that into the community. I'll put it into the community because we'll definitely look at this over the next, or within the new 4-hour candle. So just before the 4-hour closes, I'll wrap the live up and then I'll just quickly share that in the community Discord server. But that's ultimately what we're looking at. If we go to the 1 hour quickly, yeah, so that's, we'll just look at that second leg in structure. Nice and easy from that point over there. Yeah, that'd be great. So like that 15-minute was actually perfect in terms of like what we could have looked at, but like we obviously haven't had the pullback now. We haven't had the pullback. Yeah, so that 5-minute was actually beautiful, but we'll just wait on the 4-hour because the 4-hour is very important. Like the 4-hour will then give us the direction that we need for the remainder. So I definitely do see like the potential of price pulling all the way back to revisit that level. Very, very likely. So that's what we'll monitor over there. Boom. Nice and simple. And then gold, yeah, gold. Right. Yeah. Can I rev the RS3? The RS3 is off. It's switched off. It's so dirty. Ish. Oh yeah, to me that's like perfect. That's perfect. My issue has become fixated on the critical, and then I don't refine as price moves, especially with V1s. Okay, yeah. So Damon, I'll take you onto the portals now, but I've got to log in and everything. It's going to be difficult with one hand. So what? Let me just quickly think. On the. Okay, you've got the focus course, crash course, and community. Go onto the focus course portal, and under the critical zones, identifying critical zones, there is a video labeled refining. There is a video labeled refining critical zones. Okay, on the focus course portal. Go and watch that. That will clear that up. So go rewatch that. I know you've already watched it, but go rewatch that because that will clear it up for you. Yeah, because it's the same. Like it's the same. Whether you're refining for a V1, a V2, or V3, it's all the exact same process. So go and watch that video on the focus course portal. It will answer you to the T. Is the RS3 stock? Yeah, it is. I still want to I still want to put a down pipe on it, but yeah, I don't know, because then it like messes with the maintenance plans and all that. I don't think I'll stage it. Well, not yet at least. I'll spend some time just enjoying the car while it is stock, and maybe next year I'll look at sort of spicing things up a bit. But I think like the first thing I'll do is put a down pipe. I'm not too like worried about stage 1, 2 yet. So what I mean is I don't shift to new criticals as price moves like what you showed now on GJ. Yeah, okay. So to answer your question there, let's actually just answer this live to put it into context quickly. So, okay. So obviously you know this here, right? Okay, that was the critical we've been monitoring since like the beginning of the week. Okay, so we've taken that out, and we took that out on market open, right? Which was that candle over there, right? So we took it out. We then obviously retested, and if you go back to the community portal, I mean the Discord server this morning, when I shared what we were looking for on GJ, I still said I'm looking for a 4-hour close. Right. And then the reason being is if you now shift the critical focus, so you have a look at that was the critical, which we've obviously broken and we've now rejected. So essentially in line with the plan from a higher time frame perspective, this 4-hour candle confirms buys. Correct, Damon? Correct. Do you want to hop onto a live quick, like where we can talk onto this live? Are you able to do that? I don't know if you're able to do that. Sell it and get an R8. The R8 is just not practical as an everyday car. I can't just have an R8. I need to have a practical car as well, like 4-door. Anyway, okay, so Damon, anyway, so now that essentially confirms based on the plan, right? Just looking at it from a higher time frame perspective. But now you would have seen the reason I said in Discord we're waiting on a 4-hour candle close is because we need to take that level out, because obviously, given what we had that level there, which is still a concern, right? We needed to take it out, and that's why I needed the 4-hour candle to close first. So now we've broken that. So yes, this is the critical that we're focusing on for the break, retest, to push, but we've now also got a significant level just above that, which was formed on market open. So this is still a key area in which price needs to hold above. But in terms of looking at now, where we can get involved is we need to see price get above that, because that is the new high that was created on the break of our critical. This still needs to be taken out for us to then get the continuation, which it's now done. So that is still this level here. It's not about, not being able to shift your focus. This level here is still is the primary critical. But there is still this level here above, which needs to be taken out from the minor point of view, for price to tell us that we are still holding this bullish market structure, because that there was a rejection point, and especially that level there being rejected. So now that that's taken out, we can see the new 4-hour pull back into the level to then continue. So Damon, if I were to answer you in a sort of a simple way, let's do it like this, right? Okay, obviously because you've got the focus course access, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. The others might not, but you'll be able to make sense of this. So if we were to look at this setup on GJ just from a pure 4-hour perspective, right? We're looking at a break on the 4-hour, we're looking at confirmation on the 4-hour, and then we'll look at executing. What we have in front of us here on the 4-hour is textbook, in line with the plan, right? Do you get what I'm saying? Okay. That is now perfect. So if we then look at that 4-hour confirmation candle, right? What do we need to see in order to get involved? We need to see that pullback. So understanding that entire visualization and that entire, the entire flow within the hourly and the 4-hour time frame, or within the new 4-hour candle, you can then look at that zone and see how it becomes relevant in terms of the new 4-hour pulling back 50, 75%. Does that make a bit more sense? So if you visualize that, you'll now understand why that level just above the primary critical is important and why we've shifted to that level now. Does that should be very clear. That should be very clear. And then you can tie that into just understanding when we start focusing on a new sort of zone, right? Whether it be a minor just above the primary critical, or whether it be identified as a completely new critical as price enters a new range. How much is the course? It's all on the website. Like, it's all on the website. Like, everything you need to know is on the website. Like, I spent a lot of money and time developing it, so please use it. You think, no, the RS3 doesn't look better than the R8. The R8's quite an aesthetic car. But it's just not practical for an everyday drive. Like, the boot space. Like, now coming away this weekend, I would never have been able to like bring all I brought in an R8. Like, it's just not, it won't work. And there's no point in having two cars either at this point in my life, at least. What's with the R8 hype? It's a supercar. That's what the hype is. It's an affordable supercar. That's what the hype is. So now, it's like 1:45. We got 15 minutes left. Hey, it's too early to start drinking, eh? So, yeah, it'll also be great if the 4-hour can give us a slight wick to the upside. A slight wick to the upside. But otherwise, I hope everybody's had a good week. It's been quite a slow week in the markets, apart from Damon. There you go. It's been quite a slow week in the market. Monday, 145 pips. Those buys on gold, 145 pips, and then Tuesday was break even on gold, and then it proceeded to push the 90 pip target. Then Wednesday, today's Friday. Was it Wednesday or Thursday I took the loss? I think it was Wednesday. Wednesday was like that 15, I think it was like 15 pip loss. I think it was on GU. And then yesterday we sat on the sidelines, and today, well, we're just waiting for now. Am I still looking at in-season though? Won't there be a pullback to consolidate the push? That's complicated. That's quite complicated. I don't like talking about cars. I think I'll keep watching the YouTube for now. I'll think about the car later, because buying the RS3 is sacrifice you made. It's a good way of looking at it. A lot of people can't look at it like that, or don't look at it like that. They just see, oh, RS3. Yeah, but big ups to you. Yeah, like, go watch YouTube. There's more than enough information on YouTube to help you in the videos, in the trade breakdowns and the analysis and the rest. So spend time there. It'll do you good. It'll do you good. But you know, the thing is, like, it's all great to have the car. And like, I'm passionate about cars and the rest. So it's not just like a nice material thing to have, but you get to a point where it's like, okay, cool, you know, you want the car, you buy the car, and then it becomes normal. And then you drive the car every day, and it's like, well, now I want the next best thing. And it's like, it's an endless cycle. So that is why the material possessions don't fulfill you and never will fulfill you, because there's always something bigger, there's always something better, and there's always something more, right? Which you as a human will always want to pursue. So, yeah. Listen, don't get me wrong, like every morning when I drive the car, it's like, damn, like, this shit's nuts. But there's still that external element that you need to be conscious of. Breakdown gold. No, like I've just told you, the focus is GJ. Now you want me to focus on gold, and we're not in New York session. We're in London session. You see, this is the problem. Everybody, or 90%, are all over the show. They have no plan, no structure, no structured step-by-step strict approach, nothing. It's all over the show. Looking at this pair, then looking at that pair, like, there it is, right? That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say, and that's a problem. That is a problem. We've just been through like an in-depth, detailed breakdown and analysis of pound yen, what we're waiting for, what we're expecting, what I'm looking at. But you'll proceed to ask what I'm looking at on gold when we're in London session, not New York. So, ah. So it's very important that this new 4-hour opens, pulls back immediately to then flip, because if we look at the momentum that we currently have, we will potentially need to see that wick be filled higher into 167,500, right? So it's important that the new 4-hour opens, pulls back to flip to full with momentum. And that will then give us the next leg in structure. And it's not a case of holding. It's taking out at that structural point. Very important. All right, guys. Anyway, we've been here for like an hour. Okay, so it is Friday. I hope everybody's had a good week. Much slower week this week, but yeah, otherwise I hope everyone's had a good one. For the community members, I'll see you now in Discord. I'll update you with GJ, and then for the rest of you, have a good Friday, have a good weekend, and then I think maybe on Sunday evening we can host a public YouTube live, but I'll see how that goes. I think there is one scheduled, so I'll do my very best to make it. yeah. Guys, I've been in the TVFX community. It really the great community I've ever been. Ty's a great mentor and trader. I found the price of puzzle in his community, piece of the puzzle. That's good to hear. That is good to hear. I'm glad that the community has served you and has met its purpose, and that's obviously what is important. So yeah, that's great to hear. But once again, it all, yes, the community's there, but it still comes down to you putting in the work. So you can't take that away from yourself. So big ups to you, because you show up, you put the work in, and you then see the progress. All right, guys, have a good weekend, have a good Friday, and I will catch up with you all again, maybe Sunday evening. Otherwise, that's it from my side. Community members, I will quickly update you now. All right, cheers, guys.